Okay, so I wanted to talk today about Stadia. It was something I got into 2 months ago now, when they were offering the 2 months Pro subscription for free. And I think, like a lot of people, I was very dubious about the fact of it hadn't got a very good reputation. It looked like there was a lot of problems. So I just wanted to go through the state of Stadia now, from the perspective of someone who's quite new into it. First of all, I own a PC. This is obviously on a Mac, but I own a PC and I have a PS4. First of all, when you do get signed in, effectively, there are two ways of playing. You can pay full price for the games, they're on here, and I'll show you the prices in a second. And you don't actually have to get the subscription. You can play them effectively for free without subscription. You are having to pay for the game to start with. You can obviously get the Stadia controller, and you can get the special the special stick that you put in to your TVs, so you can literally play straight off your TVs. This Mac I'm using at the moment, it's not very good. It's about 11 years old. It's quite slow. It takes a lot of time to do a lot of things, and you certainly can't play games on them. So like Steam, for example, a lot of the games won't run at all on this computer. But my internet connection is around about 60 to 70 megabits per second. So I've got decent internet connection. So when you get on, you've got top selling games, you've got Stadia Pro games. So these are the ones that are free if you subscribe, and while you are still subscribed to Stadia Pro. Then you've got trending, and then you've got new releases, and then all the games that are on there. So let's start here. So this is just a Google Chrome browser. That's all I use for it, and I've got a keyboard and mouse. I can actually use my PS4 controller on here as well, and it does recognise it, so you can use your PS4 controller as well. So things like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Borderlands 3. So if you bought just the standard game, it's 50 quid, £50. But again, because this is not on deal, and there aren't any on deal at the moment, which I'll talk about in a second. Destiny 2, that's free. The collection is free if you get it on Pro. Doom Eternal, obviously, £50. So you're looking at £50 for these games, which are relatively, a few months old now. Final Fantasy 15, Grid, Metros, NBA 2K20. You got a good range. Red Dead 2, which is probably the most popular one on here. Shadows of the Tomb Raider, Steam World games, Super Hot's just come on it, Crew 2, Division 2, Tomb Raiders, as I said, Ghost Recon, Wolfenstein Youngblood, and Zombie Army 4. So there's not loads. There's not loads on there at the moment, considering it came out, I think it was in November 2019. It's we're 6 months on now, and it's 7 months old. And it's not a huge library of games. And that is our first negative point about Stadia. On the positives, they are still offering a free month's Pro membership. So you get 1 month free now, from now on. As I said, going back literally to a few days ago, they were still offering 2 months free, which is why I've been on. And it basically was an incentive to give it a go. Because what would I lose? All I need is a Google Chrome browser. I don't need any extra stuff, and the subscription's free. So it was a no-brainer. I really wanted to try it out. I wanted to see what the tech was like, and that gave me the chance. So I went ahead and bought Red Dead 2 full price. It was £55, I believe. So it was expensive, but from the reviews and a lot of the footage I saw, it looked really good. A few of the ones that I got first of all were Destiny 2 was free, Guilt, SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Heist, PUBG. I got these two on deal. Now this actually came on sale at about £3. So and NBA 2K games are my favourite sports games. So that was a no-brainer. It's amazing. I completed Tomb Raider Definitive Edition of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that is. Really enjoyed it, and I'll show you about gameplay in a second. But that was on deal. I think that was £20 or £24. Same as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that was £20, £24 on sale. So I bought that when it was on sale. The Turing Test, Grid, Super Hot, Power Rangers Get Packed, Little Nightmares, Panzer Dragoon, all free games. They release free games every month, and they are some of the games that I got free. So, I'll start with Red Dead 2. So when you get onto the Chrome browser, all you have to do, it stores everything. What I love about this, the first thing I love about this, is it stores everything in the cloud. That is so important. There are other streaming services out there, like the Nvidia one, but you have to download the games onto the rig. And I just feel that defeats the object, the whole point of it. Yeah, you're getting a super powerful rig that you can play these games on. Yes, as long as you've bought them elsewhere, you can play them on Nvidia. But this just is so much easier, and I liken it to Apple. If we compare Apple to some of the other, the iPads compared to some of the other tablets, I always go to iPads. They're more expensive. Their tech's probably not as good, but their ease of use is so much better. And for me, and a lot of users, that's why iPhones and iPads and Apple products are so popular, the ease of use cannot be underestimated. And Stadia have really nailed this down. It's so easy. You literally type in Stadia, you sign in, and then you're ready to go. I go to home, I click the play button here. It says, right, we're now playing. And then it takes a little bit of time to load. It's by far the quickest way to load games compared to any other system, PC, PS, PlayStation, Xbox. It is quicker, and you'll see that in a second. Red Dead 2 is not exactly the fastest of loading games anyway as it stands. Let me turn that down a bit. But you'll see from start to finish, this is real time. And please remember, 11-year-old Mac that I'm playing this on. Oops, sorry. So, just realised, let's get a little bit of the natural light out of here. Just so you can kind of appreciate it. It would be better if I could actually get this pitch black, but you'll see. So we're on to the story or online. Let's go to story. I'm not going to spoil it for people, don't worry. But now we've got the loading scene. Now, I played this on PlayStation 4 beforehand. I didn't complete it. I found it... First time I played this, when it first came out, I just found it a bit slow, and I couldn't get into it. But now I play it on Stadia, and I don't know what it is. I'm absolutely addicted to it. It's fantastic. And one of the main parts of that is the graphics quality, and the fidelity is just ridiculous. Playing on a Google Chrome browser, I still can't. So now we're loaded up. Okay, so here we go. This is keyboard and mouse, obviously. I've got it in first-person view. You can change... hold on, let's just save this. You can change your views, as in the normal game. But I just find it so good.
Mr. Pearson. Hello, Arthur.
Just using the keyboard and mouse and first-person. So here you can see we got it full graphics pretty much.
How are you?
Good. Thanks again for taking Jack fishing.
And then let's just have a look out of our outpost here. And here we go. So you can see here we're looking out in the distance, and it's pretty amazing. You can, if I bring out the binoculars a second, you can look down to here, and what's really cool, let's zoom in, and you can actually see the ripples of the water from the draw distance that it's. I mean, just look at that. Birds flying around, just phenomenal. Right, let's see if I can quickly go and get. Try and get on the outskirts. Now he's serving the food up. See if I can get to my horse as quickly as possible, and then we'll just crack on from there. So my horse is over there, Guinevere. Any Forgotten Realms fans will understand the name of that. Okay, so let's. I've just got to show you this.
Let's go, boy.
So you get up on your horse. Oh. Okay, so I'm setting up camp here, just so I can show you some different different times of the day. So let's sleep until... oh. Looks like we're pretty much at noon anyway. Night in 7 hours. Let's go to night. So this will show how long it takes to effectively move time forward. And boom, we are done. Oh, it's raining. Okay, so let's tear down the camp. And every time we watch this. So we're not got much of a clear sky, as you can see. We've got a bit of rain. But let's head in that direction. You can see what the moon light can do for this game. And here we go. There's the dark clouds, the rain. You can see the moon in the distance. At any time, I can get my gun out, shoot, put it away. We can do our cinematic camera here as well. I haven't actually set a waypoint, so it'd be interesting where he goes. Probably kill myself, just jumping off a. And obviously, same as anything, you can change the views of this. But yeah, that's and then basically. You can save what you've done. You just hold down escape and you can exit game. Saved, done, dusted. If you want to play a different game, you literally you can click on it. This takes quite a while as well. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey obviously is a really nice game as well, and the quality of it's just the overall quality and stability is the other thing I wanted to mention. There's been a lot of stories, to be honest, about people not having good stability in their games. I've found the complete opposite. It's been really stable for the 2 months I've had it. So, some pros and cons. Obviously, the massive pro is you don't need a decent rig to be able to play games at full whack. Top graphics, everything else. Now, that's really, really key for people who you know, especially in this time, if you're thinking about where we are in the console generations, the new PS5's coming out, the new Xbox is coming out. PCs are getting outdated quicker and quicker as technology moves forward. This is just the natural evolution of gaming. If you look at how we watch films, TV shows, it's all streamed now, pretty much exclusively. It's rare now that you find people watching TV, certainly for films. So it makes sense that computer games will be the same way. And Stadia are the first company to really do it well, and I think that's the key. Really ease of use. You log in on a browser. I mean, it's still I still find it mind-blowing that I can just go onto any browser as long as it's got decent internet connection. One slight negative you could argue is that for Apple products, you can't get it on mobile devices, even though you've got a Chrome browser. So that certainly could be an issue for some people. Obviously, the Google devices will all play it as well, and it seems like as long as you've got a good connection, it works fine. But as I say, I've got my Mac that I've had for 11 years. I use for work and so forth, and now I can use it to play these games at full whack. It's crazy. It's absolutely brilliant. So that's a massive plus. The other massive plus, as I mentioned before, all your save games. Well, some people that's not a massive plus because then your games are tied to Stadia. But the fact that it's all on the cloud, you don't have to download the game. My word, that is such a massive positive. And other companies, you need to be doing that. I think that's essential. So here's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Another nice game. I usually play this on the controller. I just don't have my controller with me. And it's just fantastic. It's a great game. It works so well here on this. So if we choose where we want to go, and that's another massive positive with this game. The other things, negative. Now, I've shown you already a very small games library. The second thing, if you if you don't want to spend tons of money, the games aren't cheap. And certainly recently, they've not really had any sales either. So, I don't know. I think that's a bit of a problem as well, to be completely honest. I think that's a real shame. But you can see here, the quality of the graphics is... you know what, I've completely forgotten how to holster my weapon. There we go. Yeah, the games library is a real disappointment, and the games that they get are quite old. They're certainly not day one releases. And think about Assassin's Creed, we're talking like ages. They're literally getting Star Wars, I think, in August or September. I mean, for me, that is a big issue. But it looked as though everything was going the right way, because they said that they're going to that they will get Cyberpunk 2077 day one. That's what everyone was assuming. It was up on their website, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Stadia. Fantastic! At last, it made it compete. It made it competitive. So that was certainly in the back of my mind when I took the subscription. Now we know, or we've heard with the news, that it's actually getting delayed to the end of the year. No definite time of when it's going to be delayed to. That's a massive problem for me. I think, Stadia need to keep getting new players onto this system, onto this platform, for it to survive, for it to thrive. Which I know it could do, but I think Google just need to throw more money at the licenses and at getting these games, these top games, during the same time as Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. I think that's really, really, really essential. Now it will come. It will come eventually. Probably, we're maybe looking at more like December that it comes to Stadia. So it will eventually come, and to be able to play it on my Mac at better resolution than I've got my PS4 on my TV, it is a massive bonus. But it was a shame, because it is a negative point about it. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's a negative point about that. I don't know. It's a shame. It's a real shame, because it could have worked so well. But it is the nature of the beast. Right. Let's just fast travel to it. Now, so I just wanted to mention that as a negative point. With a lower player count attached to Stadia, the other negative, of course, is playing online, and that is another problem. But just look at this game. I mean, oh. Oh, sorry. Just look at that. It's lovely. I mean, the draw distance, it's brilliant. The lighting, the god rays. It's just look at it. I mean, you can't help but not be impressed by how good and how well it just plays. This is like this every time I play this game, or any of the other games, Red Dead or anything. It's just flawless. Absolutely amazing that it's able to do that. So, oh, actually, whoops, sorry. Just going to go back to the game so I can save it. So, that was just a couple of games. I would say two heavy games that are on RAM and CPU, and graphics cards, certainly, a lot of the time. That was, I mean, it's on a browser. Love it. It's just a shame. A couple of really bad negatives are the news that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be delayed and won't be in day one. People want games day one. That is massive. I mean, it's crazy when you think about how much Xbox and PlayStation big up the fact they have the exclusive, or the timed exclusives, I should say. So we're going to get this game first, or we're going to get this game with these bits extra, and then that sells the games to that console. It might even sway people to get those particular consoles. With Stadia not having any game exclusives, which obviously is a massive negative compared to PlayStation and Xbox, that is another thing to consider. But as I said before, if you buy the game, like I did with Red Dead 2, full price, you do not have to subscribe. It's like £8 a month. Even if you want to subscribe and get all of these free games, and continue to play, for example, NBA 2K20 that I spent £3 on. The Grid, which was a free game. It's absolutely phenomenal. So, there are caveats to that. And I think with the much lower price point, the fact you don't have to buy a console, the fact you can use any browser, which is massive. So you think about, you don't have to be on the TV in the lounge to play your games. If that's being used, get on a computer somewhere else, bang, you're straight onto Stadia. I think they are huge positives. I just really, really hope, and I suppose I've got to stay positive, that they start to sort things out in terms of those day one releases. I think if they can do that with these big AAA games, these third-party AAA games, then that is the road to the right way. And then try and get some in-house games. Google's got so much money and so much talent. Surely they can create some fantastic games. And then they will be a true powerhouse, and they will be able to really heavily compete. They can start increasing the subscription fee of their monthly subscription. They can start to sell their their Stadia controllers and their other ways of playing. It would only just go up and up and up from there. But so to finalise in my points of view, I think it's a fantastic bit of tech. I think it was inevitable that this was the way that computer games are going to be going, and it's a glimpse into the future. It's still a little bit rusty. Not for me, but it seems across the community there have been people who are having issues. I have to say, I've had absolutely no problems with my connections or anything like that. I've been absolutely blown away with how good it is. You can't connect steering wheels to the game, which I think is a big problem, especially when you're giving Grid as a free game. You really want to be doing steering wheels. That would open up a whole plethora of games that you can play from that. Just be aware you can connect other controllers to this, so that's not a problem. And the quality of the games is remarkable. And the fact you don't have to download it, I think, is probably my biggest plus of the system. I hate having to wait to download and then it taking up all the space on my system, which means that I can only play a few games and then I can't switch between them. I love that about this. That I can literally just open up any of these games that I have, okay, and it goes straight on. Online, I've played Destiny 2 a few times, and that has had no problems as well. So it looks as though even online play seems to be working really, really well as well. So a really positive start. There are a few problems, without a shadow of a doubt. The two main problems is lack of games and the fact that it seems like it's not getting these new games when the time it comes. And when you don't have platform exclusive games to tie you along and to make it different from the other platforms, I feel that unfortunately that's a big problem. But we'll see. I mean, look, you get a 3 months subscription where you can get free games and play them. You've got nothing to lose. You can cancel your subscription before you have to renew it. You aren't tied into any months. It's literally rolling on, another really massive positive. It's a rolling subscription, so you can cancel at any time, which I think is so good and it's so modern. You have to have that with systems. You don't want to be going, I subscribe like PS Pro, to be honest. Yeah, you can do it for a month, but you get charged a fortune. So you go for a year because it saves you some money. I don't know. I think having that rolling on subscription is really, really nice as well. So have a go. Sign up, try a month, try the games on some Chrome browsers, on different devices in your home, see how it plays and see what you think. Especially if you haven't played some of these games, like I hadn't. I mean, I had played Red Dead 2 for a small amount of time on the PS4, but I'm definitely not by completion. I hadn't played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the Tomb Raider. I hadn't played NBA 2K20, Grid. A lot of these games I've not played. Little Nightmares, which is the new one this month. Even things like Panzer Dragoon, the remake. Well, not remake. The the enhanced edition. It's brilliant. It like takes me back to way back. decades ago. Okay, so that's my thoughts about Stadia. Highly, highly recommend it. Certainly to try. If nothing else, just try it. There's quite a few free games you can just try now. You don't lose anything, so why not just try it? And then if you do like it, it might be worth waiting, like I did for some of these games, to wait until they're on sale. You get them for effectively half price. Now I'm sure that Stadia will be releasing some more deals. We haven't had any for quite a few weeks now, which is concerning again because that keeps people interested, keeps people subscribed. I really hope they do bring those sales up again, so I can get some more games like Final Fantasy 15. I've not played that. I would love to get that. Obviously, Doom Eternal. That would be fantastic if we can get a little bit of a deal on that. Okay, guys. So hopefully this was a little bit of informative, and I hope you enjoy Stadia.